When?
Hey everybody, welcome to the 9th episode of Hump Day Monday. Yep, we're already in episode number 9, which means after this we have 3 more to go. We're doing 12 episodes all together. Alright, I'm Jessica Ojeda, your online English teacher, and if you have not asked your question in la comunidad de dudas, go ask it now. You still have time to get your questions answered this season, okay? Because we have 3 more episodes after this. T-Bird's acting up. Alright, let's get started. The first question comes from Tamara Moreno Juarez, and her question is, what's the difference in pay and pay for? Okay, so we have these 2 words, pay and pay for. What's the difference in them? Well, we use pay when you pay people, okay? You pay people, you pay bills, you pay tickets, you pay fines, but you pay for things, okay? When you get something back, you paid for it. For example, if I go to the grocery store, I'm paying for my groceries. When I hand over my money, I'm paying for my groceries. So when you get something back in return, something you can touch, you're paying for it. If you're paying something, you're not necessarily getting something tangible. You might just be paying a bill, you could be paying a person, you could be paying a fine. Alright? Y'all get it? So that's pay and pay for. Thank you, Tamara. Excellent question. Next question comes from Belén Gomez. She wants to know, what's the difference between able and capable, okay? Able and capable. That one was a really tough one for me, so I consulted the dictionary, and even after I consulted the dictionary, it was still a tough one for me because they overlap a good bit. But I found this really excellent quote online that kind of sums up the difference, alright? So, everyone is able to kill. Everyone's able to kill, but not everyone is capable of murder. Alright, I'm going to read it one more time. Everyone's able to kill, but not everyone is capable of murder. Oh. So here it is. Everyone is able to. Siempre con able usamos el to. Well, no sé si es siempre, pero generalmente, no sé. Able to. Capable of. Seguido los dos por un infinitivo, okay? Everyone's able to kill, but not everyone is capable of murder. Alright. If anyone else has a better way to explain the difference between able and capable, please leave your comment in the section below for Belén. She'll appreciate it. Okay. Luis and Jorge, they both had the same question, and it's a super good question, which is, how do you differentiate between the pronunciation of can and can't? Okay? How do you differentiate can't and can in spoken English? When you hear it, how do you differentiate it? Well, T-Bird, hush. She's fussing at me because she's in her kennel. Alright, well, can't with a T is really short. It's like you chop it off almost. And when we speak English, we don't put the T on the end. We don't say, I can't speak English. We just say, I can't speak English. I can't. I can't speak English. Alright? So it's really short, and we don't pronounce that T. The only time just about that we will pronounce that T is when we're really emphasizing it. Okay? If I want to emphasize the point that I just can't do it. Alright? Now, for can is it's much longer sounding. It's not cut off. It's smooth. So, I can speak English. I can speak English. Alright, but I got this next tip from Rachel, off of Rachel's English, and she is the pronunciation teacher online. So if you want to learn pronunciation, I highly recommend you follow Rachel on Rachel's English. She's super. And she said that can reduces to, the vowel sound in can reduces to the schwa sound. Okay, what's the schwa sound? Well, here is the symbol for the schwa, the little upside down E, and it basically sounds like this. I can help you. I didn't say I can help you, like this. It's not like that. This is typically when can goes in the middle of a sentence, like when you're using it, and it's kind of stuck in the middle after your subject, it's going to be reduced generally. All right, so I can help you. I can help you. It's can. I can help you. All right? So, if I ask you this question, can you speak English? Now, you're going to answer it. You're going to answer it with a short answer. You're either going to say, I can't, or I can. And in this case, you do not reduce it. If you don't continue going, you don't reduce can, okay? So, that's the difference. Can't, short, abrupt, don't pronounce that T. It's kind of like you almost pronounce it, but then you stop. I can't. And then can is drawn out, and it also reduces to the schwa. All right, next we have just two more. We have a question from Camorco, and this person would like to know, when do we say, well, we have you, all right? When do we shorten you to like ya or something similar? And I don't exactly know when we do it, all right? But I have a few examples for you. T-Bird, she's wanting out, y'all. So, I have did you. Did you. We don't say did you separate. When we have those sounds together, we like to combine it into did you. Did you. Did you. Did you see the movie last night? Did you see the movie last night? So it's did you. You, in this case. What about don't you? Don't you. Right here. Don't you. This time, it's chew. Don't chew. Don't you. Don't you like English? Don't you like English? Cameraman's shaking his head no. Don't you like English? Don't you like Hump Day Monday? Alright. Don't you. And one more example. Would you. Would you. Okay? Would you. Would you. Would you. Again, it's ju sound. Would you. Just like the first one. Did you. Don't chew. Don't chew. With a T, it turns into ch, the ch sound. And would, again with a D sound. Would. I can't do it when I don't do it naturally. Would you. Okay, and I said you on all those, but you can also say ya, okay? So, did ya, don't ya, would ya. Would you help me? Don't you like English? Did you see the movie? So, all those sound natural too, with you or with ya. It just sounds a little bit more slang, a little bit more relaxed when you use it with ya. Alright, y'all. Last question comes from Jose. And Jose, you have too many last names, brother. So, I just put your initials. So, Jose DGL. He wants to know, what is the difference and how do you use be like and look like? Well, Jim, if I say, what am I like? How would you answer that question? You can answer it. What am I like?
You look like?
No, not what I look like. What am I like? Like, what's
Be
my
like.
personality? You know, what am I like? Am I boring?
Sometimes.
He doesn't lie, does he? Am I
Exuberant.
exuberant? Am I smart? He's nodding his head yes. So, to be like is your characteristics, you know, of your person. That's your personality. If you say you're like something with the verb to be, okay? Now, look like, we have two different ways we can ask this. Who do I look like and what do I look like? All right, Jim, what do I look like?
A girl.
I sure do, don't I? I look like a girl. I have brown hair, green eyes, and light colored skin. So that's what I look like. Who do I look like? I look like my mama, and I also look a little bit like my daddy. So that's to look like and to be like. All right, well, thank you all for your questions. There was one question that was super difficult for me to answer, and I have not answered it yet because I'm still doing my research, and that is, when do we include that or omit that in a sentence? Okay, so we have, I don't know, there are so many different examples, but sometimes we have the option to include that, sometimes we have, it's mandatory to include that, and I'm researching to figure out what's the best way to explain that to y'all. So, again, I'm asking for your help. If you know how to explain that easily, please leave your comment in the section below because we have quite a few people who want to know the answer to that question. Okay, and si no eres miembro de la comunidad de dudas todavía, vete a la página de la comunidad de dudas en Google+. El enlace está en la descripción abajo y también te invito a suscribirte a este canal de YouTube. Me llamo Jessica Ojeda, soy tu maestra de inglés online. Bye bye. ¡Mua!